All right, welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is August 24th, 2021, and today we have the death of the Rolling Stones drummer, the band that's been playing for 50 plus years, probably closer to 60 years. But this is the second member of this band to die, and they've both died with the exact same number, the number that connects to Rolling Stones. Brian Jones was the first member of the band to die. Charlie Watts becomes the second. Brian Jones, of course, died many years ago before the Rolling Stones were as famous as they are. He was found dead in the bottom of a pool in a clear murder by numbers ritual, but it was ruled an accident. They said it was probably drug-related and he drowned. No, he was murdered, just like Charlie Watts was murdered today. And it's clear. August 24th, 2021, a date with 73 numerology. Rolling Stones equals 73. Brian Jones died many years ago on July 3rd, 7-3. And if you're new here, Gematria, it's the practice of coding numbers into words. There's a song out there called Murder by Numbers. There's another song out there called Gematria, the Killing Name. Listen to both of these songs. Murder by Numbers is about how killing is as simple as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And when you use ABC as 1, 2, 3, that's the most simple cipher known as Simple English Gematria. Notice sacrifice is 73. And what's considered the most pure cipher is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. Ritual sacrifice is 73. It's where you run the alphabetic order in reverse with the rules of numerology, where Rolling Stones equals 73. The base ciphers are the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with the rules of numerology. So you have two members of the Rolling Stones dead on 73 dates. Not an accident. And again, a lot of celebrities die on the 73 date because it connects to sacrifice. That's what these are. These are ritual sacrifices. Ask Bob Dylan about it. So Brian Jones died July 3rd, 1969. And notice from Charlie Watts, from his birthday, June 2nd, the drummer who's dead now, to his death today, August 24th, it's 83 days later, right? Murder equals 83 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, 38 when you use the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. We're always talking about how the drummers are so often the first member of the band to die because drummer has that 38 in it. And again, look at the movie poster for Murder by Numbers, starring Sandra Bullock, whose actress name equals 83. The song Murder by Numbers by the British band The Police. The Rolling Stones are British. The Police are British. I realize I have a lot of younger people in my audience. If you can believe it, there's people out there listening who don't know who the Rolling Stones are. I just brought it up to Sweet Lady. Sweet Lady said, "Who's the Rolling Stones?" I said, "What?" I said, "Come on, you know who the Rolling Stones are." Anyway, Sandra Bullock, 83. Sweet Lady's from Burma, They know who Michael Jackson is over there. Sandra Bullock, 83, but again, just that movie poster. The E changed to the 3, the B changed to the 8. 3883. And murder's 38 or 83. Killings 38, deaths 38, RIP's 38, Gematria's 38, English is 38, Slipknot, the band, has the song Gematria, the Killing Name. The first member of that band died at age 38. The drummer just died a few weeks ago on a 38 date numerology. You guys might have seen that the world's tallest man just died at age 38. And the sick satanic fucks at CNN had to show a picture of him in Minnesota. Can you guess why they chose a picture from Minnesota? The world's tallest man dead at 38. And they choose a random picture of him in Minnesota at a Barack Obama rally, Washington, D.C., the nation's killing capital on the 38th parallel north. Again, this is what these sick fucks do every day. They put the truth right in front of our face and expect us not to see it because we weren't taught that A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. But it is. It is to these sick satanic Jesuit fucks who do this every day. We're on the Jesuit Roman Catholic calendar. We're speaking the Jesuit Roman Catholic English language, standardized with the 26 letters that they made it so, in tribute to Hebrew, because half of them are Jews. Jews converted to Catholicism. That's who the Jesuits are. And don't forget the founder of Zionism, Theodore Herzl, 73, died on 7/3. Sacrifice synced up with Israel's 73rd birthday, which happened this year, where they bombed Gaza all week and killed God knows how many people. Gaza 73. Again, this is bigger than just the death of the Rolling Stones drummer and Brian Jones. This is about exposing very sick, evil people who operate large and in charge, control the entire world of government and entertainment. Again, just throw out the phrase New World Order and just say Jesuit Order, because that's what it is. Now, with regards to this guy's name being Watts and him being dead 83 days after his birthday, I'm sure you remember the Watts murder family saga out of Colorado, the 38th state in order of statehood, where Colorado and 38s made our community literally millions of dollars over the years because people have just been winning on every single game that comes through Colorado, where 38 can hit because it hits every single time. But again, the Watts murder family, where they coded 38 and 83 a million times in the story in a million different ways, which we covered back when it was going on. I think that was back in 2018. Lost track of time. But again, this drummer's name is Watts, right? And Watts is 83, like Murder's 83, and he's dead 83 days after his birthday, and again, he was the drummer. You know, how many times have Jeff Young and I done a live stream where we talked about the death of drummers in bands over the years in 38, 83? Now, with regards to the bass ciphers, I want you to understand how important they are. The original member of the band to die, Brian Jones, he died on a date with 79 numerology. When you run the alphabetic order forwards, murder is 79. When you use the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, murder is 34. Look how Watts has the 34 in it. And I want to go back to the Murder by Numbers movie poster. Look at it more carefully. The E's a 3, the B's an 8. What numbers are around the letters that are orange? An orange 7, an orange 9, right? Murder 79, murder 38, 83. Agatha Christie has the story The ABC Murders, which is 79. You see how it's also 56? It's a tribute to who's behind the ABC murders. That's the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, the scumbags. And, yeah, the reason you can't get no satisfaction is because of these sick fucks, making sure the world's fucked up from the beginning for all of us, you know. Getting injected as babies at their hospitals that they control with all their bullshit medicine and understanding of the world. Then you're going to their bullshit school systems that Pink Floyd sung about out of the UK. Then you're watching their bullshit news, submitting to their bullshit laws. There's a reason you can't get no satisfaction, because we're living in these sick fucks world, and most people, as depressed and medicated as they are, still not motivated enough to get up and do anything because they're complacent on their cushy couch with their nice screen and their drinks and their chips and whatever else it is. But this is what goes on every day while you sit on your ass and do jack shit about it. And say, what can I do? I'm just one person. And again, imagine if you could see all the billions of people saying that at once. You'd realize that all those billions of people, if they didn't have such, loserish attitudes, these creeps could be overthrown in a day. In a day. Yeah, every day. This is what they do every day. They mock you. The world's tallest man dead at 38. CNN says, oh, what photo we dig up? Oh, we got a good one of him here at a rally in Minnesota. That'll be a perfect 38 special. By the way, I'll probably do another stream on this later, but Joe Biden says we're going to get all the way out of Afghanistan by August 31st. He's bumping up the date 11 days. Remember, originally it was September 11th. That was announced in the big Jesuit ritual on April 14th. The thing about August 31st is it's the day leaving 122 days left in the year. That's the Jesuit motto. Their logo, IHS, Jesus Hominum Salvator 122, Pope Francis 122, the first Jesuit pope. And again, you got to know your base ciphers. Jesus Hominum Salvator is also 266, like Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope, the 266th. That's why he spoke in D.C., the Jesuit capital of the world now. Well, outside of the Vatican. On the 266th day of the year, of course, Jesus Hominum Salvator 85, we invaded Afghanistan on the day leaving 85 days left in the year. There's probably some 274 rituals in there with Afghanistan that I haven't uncovered yet, but they use all these numbers. Again, you got to know your base ciphers. And That'll be 1,038 weeks after we invaded. 138, reshuffling of the date, 831, Federals 138. Sure, remember Donald Trump's 138, all the 138 rituals they did with Trump while he was in there, another Jesuit pawn. But here's the big kicker. That'll be Arturo Sosa's 293rd day of his age. Again, this is the leader of the Jesuits. That's the 62nd prime number, Afghanistan 62. And remember, we just saw this stage scene with the prop plane with the 1109 on the side. Planes 911, we get that. But notice the 62 right below it. Afghanistan 62. You see? Remember, it was the 277th day of the Superior General's age where the Taliban supposedly overthrew the puppet government. 277 is the 59th prime. Taliban equals 59. So that was synced with the Superior General. Pope Francis equals 59, just like the election of Biden was synced. The 59th presidential election that Biden won was synced with the Pope. It came 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. He becomes number 46, Catholic 46. Ratzinger stepped down for Pope Francis on the 59th day of the year. Again, Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope. And by the way, today's news, today Biden confirming this, today's 277 days after Biden's birthday, the 59th prime. His birthday is November 20th. The Superior General's is November 12th, you know. But with regards to Pope Francis, from his birthday to the withdrawal will be 257 days. That's the 55th prime. Military is 55. It's a full military withdrawal on that day. That'll be a Tuesday, August 31st. Tuesday is named after Mars, the god of war. Mars in Jewish gematria is 201, like the Jesuit order is 201 and 84, like Pope Francis is 84 right now, like the word Jesuit alone is 84, like United States of America is 84, like the Catholic Church is 84. And Superior General is 84, the leader of the Jesuits. Remember last year, Adolfo Nicolas, the Superior General, died at age 84. Synced up with Arturo Sosa, who's now the Superior General. But the other thing about withdrawing on August 31st, a date that can be written 31/8, is the number has everything to do with Jesus, because we're talking about the society of Jesus. And again, it's obvious what Jesus really is. You guys can continue to believe whatever you want to believe, the word with lie in the middle, but it's obvious what Jesus is if you want to think and use logic and rationale and facts and knowledge. Jesus is the sun in the sky. That's why in the New Testament, there's 318 mentions of the resurrection of Jesus. But 318 in Greek gematria, which is known as isopsophy. Again, for those who don't know, the New Testament, the story of Jesus, comes from the Greeks, you know, Greeks and Jupiter and Zeus and Jupiter, Zeus, or Jesus. But in Greek, the word for sun has a numerical value of 318, right? And the sun resurrects every day. It sets and disappears, and then it comes back. It resurrects every day. That's why there's 318 mentions of the resurrection in the New Testament written by the Greeks, who were all about the letter and number code. Again, these are things I've been educating about for years. And there's actually a lot more to 318, which I've covered in the past. But this is what it's all about, you know? The sun, the Catholic Church, the pagan cult, the sun-worshipping cult that worships on Sunday. You know, it was a big Sunday ritual on August 15th, which was the Jesuit birthday, when the Taliban overthrew its puppet government. And now on 318 for another Sun Jesus ritual, you know, this. And remember, when you write out Templar, it's 85. The Jesuits have the Templar cross in their logo. Isus Hominum Salvator. IHS is in the logo with the Templar cross. Isus Hominum Salvator, 85. Templar, 85. Christ, 85. We invaded Afghanistan on the day, leaving 85 days left in the year. Now we're going to leave on the day, leaving 122. In the time of the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, who wasn't there yet when we invaded. So, I don't like Zach. He's a shill. He doesn't believe in Jesus. Okay. If that's you, just get the fuck out of here. Go watch some real shills, some people who will lie to you all day to support your belief systems. You know? Keep waiting for the savior, just what the Jesuits want. Who do you think printed those books and gave them to humanity? Who do you think wanted you to get down on your knees for authority and believe in nonsense and turn the other cheek? Same people that rape your children. Same people that have destroyed your life. You don't even realize it. By the way, shout out to Eric777, Neo the Hacker, and See Through the Script. Neo the Hacker and See Through the Script saw Eric777's presentation where he showed this logo. I already knew that the Rockefellers were Jesuits, but this just is the icing on the cake right here. This is the icing on the cake. The Rockefeller, remember, in the most pure cipher, you guys. And don't forget, the Rockefellers got into vaccines. They wanted to help out humanity, the Rockefellers. Just like Bill Gates got even more rich in the whole vaccine business, but Rockefeller's 56 like Society of Jesus, right? This is the original Standard Oil Rockefeller logo from 1870. By the way, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, do that again. Society of Jesus and Rockefeller are both... Whoops, where's Rockefeller at? Society of Jesus and Rockefeller are both 56-187. Remember, Jesuit stronghold. Jesuits have been there longer than the feds. Washington, D.C., 56-187. Paris, France, where they're from. Think of this Jesuit scumbag right now. Anthony Fauci, 56-187. Of course, coronavirus is 56. Doesn't have the 187, but... This is the original Standard Oil logo. And look at it. Society of Jesus in Latin at the bottom of it, and then you got the cross up here, right? Isn't it something else, man? And just look at the company name, Standard Oil. Standard Oil, 72. In the same cipher, Jesuit Order, 72. The Jesuit Order, the Society of Jesus are the same thing. And remember, the Jesuits were created on a 72-date numerology. August 15th, 1534, they were reinstated by the Pope on the 359th day of his age, the 72nd prime, and so on and so forth. Right now you got, see how Jesuit Order is also 144? Look at President Biden. Again, Jesuit Georgetown simulated the election 144 days before the election with Biden winning narrowly and Trump refusing to step down, saying he got cheated. Again, they're both Jesuit pawns and puppets. But, yeah, I mean, these are the things that run the world, you guys. The energy companies. These days, what have I been showing you about all the big tech companies? They're all clearly Jesuit-controlled, every last one of them. These are the things that run the world. Energy, technology, and who runs these companies at the end of the day? The Jesuits, the Catholic Church. That's how they built their empire. And you know what? I've always pointed this out. I mean, you go back to my work in 2014, I was pointing this out. Corporation 144. I didn't even know reverse back then. 153 in reverse. Jesuit Order 144. Because I always made the point about the Jesuits from the beginning, that Jesuit in the most simple cipher is 84, and in the most pure cipher, United States of America is 84. And, you know, the Jesuit history in D.C. has always been clear. That's why a lot of people who hang are like, Zach never used to... Anytime you hear anybody say that I never used to talk about Jesuits, you just know that that person's a retarded liar. I've always talked about the Jesuits. Talked about them from the very beginning. That's why in my first book, on page 29, I say they run the whole show. But anyway, you guys, I mean, they coded out our language. And if you look into the history of corporations, it's actually really important history. When this country was set up, corporations were only allowed to be temporary because people understood the danger of corporations and how big and powerful they could get and how that would lead to monopolies. Rockefeller? Anyway. It's like the Jesuits have been here since the beginning. 56 signers on the Declaration of Independence, but it's like they've been here since the beginning. But if at the beginning of this country there was slices of the pie and this much of the influence was the Jesuits, you know, it was a chunk of the pie. Now it's pretty much the whole pie. You know, their influence is just growing more and more and more. But then there was a Supreme Court ruling where then corporations became a permanent thing, and, you know, the rest is history. It's all fascism. And don't forget where the word fascist comes from. Italy, like the Jesuits, like Rome, like the Catholic Church, like the mob, you know? So that's what run this country. You might as well just call our government a mafia, a Jesuit Catholic mafia, because that's what it is. And it's not just our country, you know, same thing in the UK. UK literally has the Jesuit Order's logo over 10 Downing Street. And don't forget that 10 Downing Street was built in 1684, 144 years after the Jesuit order was established. So, by Rome. It was officially established with Rome in 1540. 1684 was 144 years later. If you got any stones in your pants, you'll get up and do something about this. Can't just be the few of us that speak out every day. There's got to be more. So. Yeah, and if you want to support the work, I got books out there. Books that should wake up anybody. You got to be really hard-headed. Your head has to be, filled with stones to not see through what's going on the way I laid out in these books. Letters and Numbers is where I talk about the death of Brian Jones. And here, I can even look up what page that's on real quick in the book. Funny enough, it's on page 556. The book's nearly 800 pages long. Brian Jones' death is on page 556. If you thought it was a joke how I talk about his death and in the Murder by Numbers Code and him being dead on 7/3 and Rolling Stones 73, now you got two jokes to dismiss, right? Just wait until, Mick Jagger's dead on the 73 date, probably 73 days from his birthday. What's the other guitarist name? Why can't I think of his name right now? Bill Hicks used to love to make jokes about that guy. I can't believe I can't think of his name right now. It's like one of the most famous guitarists in the world. I can't even think of his name. It's from Living in the Smoke here. However, it's gotten better since this morning. Whew. Anyway, we'll leave it there. True Seeker going to hop on the Patreon. It's time for the Sports Decode. And we'll be back later. Till next time, True Seeker.